Is this card about love, or is something more sinister going on? Let's explore. Hello everyone, welcome to the Pin Line. My name is Jesse. On this channel I react to magic art from throughout magic's history, explore it, go through what I think is cool about it, and do a bit of a deep dive on specific pieces. Last time we took a look at the island done by John Avon, and today we're going to look at Runaway Together, an art piece done by Annie Stegg. This is a card that she did for the latest set, Lorwyn Eclipsed, and it's pretty cool, so let's dive in. As always, I have it here on my screen. So what do we have here? Runaway Together. It's actually a reprint in the latest set, Lorwyn Eclipsed. Was first printed in Throne of Eldraine, and has seen some printing in the reprinting in the past few years. For instance, with Bloomburrow and in the Foundation score set. It has a super cute and romantic version in Bloomburrow, but today we're going to look at this beautiful version done by Annie Stegg. So let's dive in. So let's first start with what this card is. It's a blue instant for 1 and a blue. You can choose 2 target creatures controlled by different players and return those creatures to their others' hands. And depicted on the image is, I think this is a fairy and an elf. There's in some kind of embrace. They're almost kissing. The elf has some wispy hair, looking like smoke or threads of some kind of magic power. Are they a warrior? They could be, they wear armor. But it also lets me think, hey, are they an elf or are they an elemental or something? Because this doesn't really seem elfish, but I'm not 100% sure on the lore here. The elf is almost breaking, or his skin, their skin is almost breaking or crackling, and you see some kind of the wispiness coming out of the face as well. Is that because he's an elf or an elemental, or is that normal, or is he doing a spell or something going on here? If you look at the flavored text, you don't need to steal all my dreams, my love, they are already yours. It almost tells us that they might be in love. It feels very sweet and romantic, but I think there's also some kind of dark undertone in this story, and is how this is portrayed, almost like something is off. Something is not supposed to be between these two. Something is not good. Looking at the flavor of the card, Runaway Together, it's about returning 2 target creatures controlled by different players to their hands. So it could be your own, and maybe you want to bounce back your own creature, or 2 different players in commander's creatures. So I think it's very on flavor here. You see 2 different creature types, so that could very well be the case in the game as well, that you bounce these 2 back. Maybe they are in love. Maybe they want to run away together from the world they're in. Maybe their love is not understood or frowned upon. So I think in terms of flavor, it really fits. What is the story but also the card mechanics. So I think that's very strong. If we want to look at the composition, the perspective, the lighting, let's look at the full art version, or the bigger picture basically. And I have a version stitched together here. And there's also immediately there's something that is noticeable, is that the final printing of the card, the scenery around the scene is way darker in the final print than it is here. So that's interesting to notice. Could be because printing is hard, right? You need to it's very delicate balance between all the colors and the light, and it's hard to almost accurately, 100% accurately reproduce something that's created digitally or on oil or is a picture onto a card print. So that's very hard. So it could be that's the reason why it's a bit darker on the card itself. It's a bit of a shame, because I think it's an interesting part of the whole story and tells me more about the world they're in and where they are living. I think it's very simple perspective, right? We're on eye level, so very easy yeah, that's just makes sense. I think a nice sense of rule of thirds, right? Everything is happening sort of in this part of the picture, whereas these other elements are just to support the storytelling here. And I think that's very nice. That also really works, yeah, storytelling wise. There's a bit of vignette lighting, right? So on the edges it's a bit darker here in the corners than it's in the middle. It's really well lit. It's just, like I said, it's a bit shame that it's a bit darker in the print, but the scene itself and what is depicted, the two characters here, are very well. You can see those very well on the card itself, so that's fine. But here you see a little more, of the scenery, the trees here, and the lights, and the sort of the fireflies in the dark here, which gives it a sort of extra gloomy look almost. Very interesting. The transparency and the smoky hair is a very interesting way to depict it. I think makes it very interesting to look at, very different. As you can see on this version, we can also see the cracks here in the skin way more. I think that really tells the story of something going on here. Is he using some kind of power, or is something happening here? There's a lot of detail here, lots of things to discover, right? So you have the spikes here on the armor. There's all intricate details on the armor itself. Like, it really feels like elfish armor, right? Very elaborate, wavy lines. But there's also some gnarliness to it with the spikes here as well. And I think there's a nice kind of duality between the two characters as well, because the crackling and sort of that kind of texture that you see on the skin, you also see that in the fairy almost, right? The face here and in the wings. So that's very cool to look at. It gives this a very delicate feeling, like something is almost breaking. Something could almost break at any minute. So that's super cool. So looking at the readability, I think it's very good. The fairy is tiny, but you still see it well, even if you zoom out. And on the card itself, if you have it, you see the fairy and it's tiny. But that's nice about that. If you look at the art piece itself, or the bigger photo or scan of it, then you can discover all these details that you miss on the card printing itself. You might miss on the card printing itself. So that's super cool. My closing thoughts. Shame the printing is a bit too dark. You can also see it in this scan of the print itself, right? It's just a tiny bit too dark here. But that's just, like I said, very hard to get right. It's a very whimsical piece, very romantic, sweet scene. There's a sort of dark undertone. It's really brought to the forefront once you start looking closely at the piece and deciphering the scene and what is happening. But overall, it has this very cozy and cozy vibe, relaxed vibe as well. Super cool piece, beautifully done, beautifully rendered and drawn. So overall, amazing work. So anything I've missed? Let me know. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this close look at Annie Stegg's Runaway Together. If you have any suggestions for a card you want me to look at, please leave a comment in the comment box below. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a thumbs up. And if you want to see more, please subscribe to the channel below as well. I hope to see you next time, and have a great day.